one thing that I found long-term teachers all have, the teachers that stay in the game for a long time, that enjoy coming back and that really make it a lifelong career, the one thing those teachers have, I would have to say, is definitely Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am Nina Rodriguez, and this is my channel, Misfit to Teach, where I talk about all things teaching and how to generally stay mentally, physically, and emotionally fit to teach. So if I haven't met you already, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you and I can come together every week. One of my colleagues and I were talking recently, and there's a lot of rumors going around about teachers that are leaving or wanting to leave. It happens in just about every school district imaginable. And at some point, the conversation changed, and we started talking about how was it that the teachers who are staying, how they had longevity? What was it about them that they just kept coming in year after year after year, and they just would not let up? And so it did make me wonder what it was that gave teachers, long-term teachers, that drive to push through when things become incredibly difficult. And after I spoke with several teachers that I kind of look up to in my school and beyond, I think it became really clear, first of all, that all of these teachers have different personalities. Some are incredibly quiet and super introverted. Others are natural extroverts. They love presentations. They're like those jazz hands teachers that we always see super peppy Instagram reels about. And there's just a spectrum of all of these different personalities, but they keep going year after year after year. And what I know is that it doesn't matter about your personality. It doesn't matter the type of introvert, extrovert, combination of the two, type A, type B personality, zodiac sign, whatever it is that you happen to be. The one thing that I found long-term teachers all have: spark. Now, there's a few different definitions of spark, and so for the purposes of our discussion today, the definitions of spark that I looked up that are hyper relevant to this are as follows. As a noun, spark is a hot, glowing particle struck from a larger mass, especially one that's heated by friction. In its verb forms, a spark is to respond with enthusiasm or to stir to activity. First of all, we are always under some sort of friction, some sort of clashing, whether that's clashing with personalities, clashing with our administration, clashing with other colleagues, clashing with difficult students. There is always friction in what we do as educators. And when we create friction or experience friction, it's not always about conflict. Sparks of enthusiasm, creativity, mastering content, all of these things can be born out of that friction. In terms of the larger mass that we spark from, that's the school that we are in and the district that we represent more broadly. In terms of the definition to respond with enthusiasm, that's one of the keys that I find to longevity in this career. We as educators have to be able to meet any single situation that happens in our classroom and turn it into a positive. That can be a very exhausting thing. But the teachers that are long lasting, that get fulfillment and lifelong friendships and happiness out of this career path, they are able continuously to get past their immediate feelings and respond to the circumstances with strategy and with a sense of enthusiasm for what's to come. And like the definition states, teachers who are in the game long term are also able to inspire bursts of activity. Our students get far more from us when we are able to connect with them, inspire them, motivate them, get after them, and persist in their success. So for the teacher that wants to be in education over the long haul, we want to take all of those definitions of Spark and find ways to apply it into our everyday class activities. It doesn't matter about your personality. You don't need to change who you are. We just need to change what we are doing and how we're responding in our classes. So, like the definition says, Spark is all about being the hot, glowing substance, the small particle that springs forth from a much larger entity, especially if that entity is heated with friction, which is pretty much our job every single day. It is okay to need a break. It's okay to need to step away for a minute. It's okay to get frustrated, but to reject all the negative stimuli that's happening in and around your classroom and still being able to step beyond that and respond with positivity and persistence and an insistence on your students bringing their very, very best and nothing less. That kind of enthusiasm, that is what is going to propel your career forward year after year. If you have any other ideas on what creates a long-term teacher, a teacher with longevity and fulfillment in their career, I would love to hear what you think about that in the comments below. But once again, please make sure you like and subscribe because I love hearing all about your personal journey as well as your teacher journey. So thank you, and please be sure to do all you can to stay fit to teach. Be well.